Oh, they really did a number on you, didn't they? Played you like a fool, twisted your trust into something ugly, left you broken and bleeding. And the worst part, they don't even care. Not really. To them, you're just another pawn in their game, another notch on their belt of betrayals. But here's the thing, you know it deep down, don't you? That gnawing feeling in your gut, that storm brewing inside your chest. It's not just anger or hurt. It's something bigger, something inevitable. Because while they were busy tearing you apart, they forgot one crucial detail. God was watching. Yeah, you heard me right. Every lie they told, every time they stabbed you in the back while smiling to your face, he saw it all. Every crooked grin, every fake apology, every moment they laughed at your pain as if it meant nothing, they thought they were untouchable. Thought they could get away with it because no one was looking. But oh, someone was. Someone who doesn't miss a single detail. Someone who keeps score. You feel it, don't you? That fire burning inside you. The weight of everything they've done pressing down on your chest until it feels like you can't breathe. You might be sitting there wondering why it had to happen to you. Why you were the one who got hurt. The one who got played. But let me tell you something. This isn't the end of your story. Not by a long shot. What they don't realize, what they'll never see coming is that justice isn't yours to serve. No, it's his. And when it comes, it's going to hit him harder than anything they ever did to you. Think about it. All those times they made you doubt yourself, made you question your worth, made you feel small and insignificant, it wasn't just cruel, it was arrogant. They thought they were smarter, better, above consequences. But here's the truth. Nobody is above consequences. Not really. The universe has a way of balancing itself out. And what goes around always comes around. Karma isn't just some abstract idea. It's real, tangible, and it's waiting for them. And you know what's funny? They don't even realize it yet. They walk around like nothing's wrong, like they haven't done anything to deserve punishment. They laugh, they smile, they act like life is perfect. Meanwhile, the clock is ticking. Every move they make, every lie they tell, every betrayal they commit, it's all stacking up against them. Brick by brick, they're building their own prison, and they don't even know it. But you do. Deep down, you feel it. That voice inside you whispering that their time is coming. That justice is on its way. They think they've won, think they've crushed you so completely that you'll never recover. But they're wrong, so wrong. You're not broken, not really. You're just waking up. Waking up to the fact that you're stronger than they ever gave you credit for. Smarter, more resilient. While they were out there gloating they'd gotten away with it, you were growing, changing, becoming someone they'll never see coming. Because the thing about people like them, the manipulators, the betrayers, the liarsos, that they underestimate everyone else, especially you. But here's the kicker. They also underestimated God. Big mistake. Huge. See, they might think they're clever, but they forgot the most important rule of all. As you judge, so shall you be judged. Every action has a reaction. Every wound they inflicted will come back to them tenfold. And when it does, they'll finally understand what true justice feels like. They'll wish they'd never crossed you. Wish they'd never thought they could hide from it. Let them laugh now. Let them think they've escaped. Let them believe they're untouchable. It doesn't matter, because the truth is, they've already lost. Every lie they told, every time they made you doubt yourself, it's all coming back around. And when it does, when they finally realize what they've done, it'll be too late. There won't be any apologies, no begging for forgiveness. Not from you. Their reckoning will come from the one they've been ignoring this whole time. The one who's been watching since the beginning. Taking notes, keeping tabs. You don't need to lift a finger. Don't need to waste your energy on revenge. Let them keep digging their own graves. Let them keep thinking they've won. Because the tables are turning, whether they see it or not. Justice is coming, and it's going to be more than they can handle. When it hits, it'll crush them under the weight of their own choices. Every tear you cried, every sleepless night they put you through, it's all fuel. Fuel for the storm that's brewing. Fuel for the rain that's waiting. And you'll rise. Not because you struck back, but because God doesn't let his people stay down for long. He's been with you every step of the way, even when it felt like you were fighting this battle alone. Every time they hurt you, he saw it. Every time they lied, he heard it. And their time is coming. Trust might's coming. So hold on. Keep standing. Keep breathing. Because when the scales finally tip, you'll be the one left standing tall. And they'll be the ones who fall. Do you remember the first time they betrayed you? Really betrayed you? Maybe it started small, a little white lie, an offhand comment meant to sting. Or maybe it was something bigger, something that shattered your trust in one fell swoop. Either way, it hurt. It cut deep. And they knew it. They saw the look in your eyes, the way your shoulders slumped, the way your voice cracked when you tried to speak. But instead of stopping, instead of apologizing, they kept going. Pushing further, twisting the knife deeper, until you didn't even recognize yourself anymore. That's the thing about betrayal. It doesn't just hurt once. It lingers. It festers. It leaves scars that never fully heal. And the worst part, they don't care. Not really. To them, you're just collateral damage, a stepping stone on their path to whatever goal they're chasing. They don't see you as a person anymore. They see you as a means to an end, a tool to be used and discarded. And that's what makes it so hard to forgive. Not just the betrayal itself, but the sheer disregard for your humanity. But here's the thing they don't understand. God sees everything. Every word they said, every action they took, every moment they pretended to care, while secretly plotting your downfall, it's all recorded. Every tear you shed, every sleepless night you endured, every time you questioned your worth because of what they did to you, he was there. watching, listening, waiting. And while they may think they've gotten away with it, they haven't. Not really. Because God doesn't forget. He doesn't overlook. He doesn't let things slide. You might be wondering why He hasn't acted yet, why He hasn't stepped in to stop them, to protect you, to make things right. But here's the truth. God works on His own timeline. He doesn't rush. He doesn't panic. He lets things unfold exactly as they're meant to, trusting that justice will prevail in the end. And it will. Oh, it will. When the time is right, when the scales are ready to tip, He'll move. And when He does, it'll be swift, final, unstoppable. Until then, you have to trust. Trust that He sees you. Trust that He hears you. Trust that He loves you more than anyone else ever could. Because the truth is, you're not alone in this. Not really. Even when it feels like you're fighting this battle on your own, you're not. God's been with you every step of the way. Through every heartbreak, every betrayal, every moment of doubt, He's been there, holding you up when you couldn't stand, guiding you when you didn't know where to go, reminding you that you're stronger than you think. So don't give up. Don't let them win. Keep standing. Keep fighting. Keep believing. Because the tables are turning. Justice is coming. And when it arrives, it's going to change everything. Let's talk about power for a second. Real power. The kind that doesn't come from manipulation or deceit. The kind that doesn't rely on tearing others down to build yourself up. No, real power comes from resilience, from rising above the chaos and refusing to let others define who you are. And guess what? You have that power. You've always had it. You just didn't realize it until now. When they betrayed you, when they broke your trust and left you shattered, they thought they'd taken everything from you. Your confidence, your self-worth, your sense of security. But they were wrong. Dead wrong. Because the truth is, they only took what you allowed them to take. And now you're taking it back. Piece by piece, brick by brick. You're rebuilding yourself into someone stronger, wiser, more capable than before. Someone they'll never see coming. It's funny, isn't it, how they underestimated you, how they looked at you and saw weakness, vulnerability, an easy target. But they didn't see the fire inside you, the determination, the refusal to stay down. They didn't see how much you were capable of, how much you were willing to endure. And that's their biggest mistake, because now you're not just surviving, you're thriving, growing, evolving. Becoming someone who doesn't need their approval or validation. Someone who doesn't fear their judgment or their cruelty. And here's the best part. They don't even realize it yet. They're still walking around like they've won, like they've crushed you so completely that you'll never recover. But they're wrong. So wrong. Because while they were busy gloating, celebrating their supposed victory, you were quietly rebuilding, reclaiming your strength, rediscovering your worth, And when they finally realize what's happening, when they finally see the new version of you standing tall, unshakable, unstoppable, it'll be too late. Too late for apologies. Too late for redemption. Too late for anything except facing the consequences of their actions. Because here's the thing, justice isn't just about punishment. It's about restoration, about making things right, about ensuring that the scales are balanced and the wrongs are corrected. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Whether they see it coming or not, whether they admit their mistakes or not, justice is on its way. And when it arrives, it's going to leave them breathless, speechless, powerless. So keep going, keep pushing forward, keep reminding yourself that you're not defined by their betrayal. You're defined by how you respond to it, by how you rise above it, by how you refuse to let it break you. Because the truth is, you're stronger than they ever imagined, smarter, more resilient. And when the time comes when justice finally strikes, you'll be ready. Ready to stand tall, ready to claim your victory, ready to show them exactly who they messed with. You know, there's something poetic about the way the universe works, about the way it balances itself out. For every action, there's a reaction. For every wound inflicted, there's a scar that forms in response. And those scars, they don't fade, they linger, reminding you of what you've been through, of what you've overcome, of what you're capable of enduring. But here's the thing about scars. They're not just marks of pain, they're marks of survival, marks of resilience, marks of triumph. And the scars you carry now, the ones they left behind when they betrayed you, when they broke your trust, when they made you feel small and insignificant, they're proof. Proof that you survived. Proof that you're still here. Proof that you're stronger than they ever gave you credit for. And you know what's funny? They don't even realize it yet. They don't see the scars as badges of honor, as symbols of your strength. To them, they're just reminders of their supposed victory, of their ability to crush you. But they're wrong, so wrong. Because the scars aren't just reminders of what they did to you, they're reminders of what you overcame, of how you rose above it, of how you refused to let them define you. Every time they hurt you, every time they lied to you, every time they manipulated you, they thought they were winning, thought they were breaking you. But they weren't, not really. Because every wound they inflicted only made you stronger. Every lie they told only sharpened your instincts. Every betrayal only deepened your resolve. And now you're unstoppable, unshakable, unbreakable. And here's the best part, they don't even see it coming. They're still walking around like they've won, like they've crushed you so completely that you'll never recover. But they're wrong, so wrong. Because while they were busy tearing you down, you were quietly rebuilding, rising, transforming, becoming someone they'll never see coming, someone they'll never understand, someone they'll never be able to defeat. Because here's the truth. Justice isn't just about punishment. It's about restoration, about making things right, about ensuring that the scales are balanced and the wrongs are corrected. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Whether they see it coming or not, whether they admit their mistakes or not, justice is on its way. And when it arrives, it's going to leave them breathless, speechless, powerless. So keep going, keep pushing forward, keep reminding yourself that you're not defined by their betrayal. You're defined by how you respond to it, by how you rise above it, by how you refuse to let it break you. Because the truth is, you're stronger than they ever imagined, smarter, more resilient. And when the time comes when justice finally strikes, you'll be ready. Ready to stand tall, ready to claim your victory, ready to show them exactly who they messed with. Let's talk about silence for a moment. Silence is powerful. It's deceptive. It's misunderstood. People like them, the manipulators, the betrayers, the liars, they think silence means weakness. They think it means surrender. But they're wrong. So wrong, because silence isn't weakness. It's control, it's patience, it's strategy. When they hurt you, when they betrayed you, when they left you broken and bleeding, you didn't lash out, you didn't scream, you didn't retaliate. Instead, you stayed silent, you waited. You watched, and while they were busy celebrating their supposed victory, you were quietly gathering your strength, preparing, planning, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. That silence, it wasn't emptiness, it wasn't defeat, it was purposeful, calculated. A quiet rebellion against everything they thought they had taken from you. And here's the thing, they don't even realize it yet. They don't see your silence as a weapon, as a shield. To them, it's just proof that they've won, proof that they've crushed you. But they're wrong, so wrong. Because your silence isn't weakness. It's power, it's control, it's the calm before the storm. And when the storm finally hits, it's going to knock them off their feet. Leave them breathless, speechless, powerless. Think about it. Every time they lied to you, every time they twisted the truth, every time they made you feel small and insignificant, you didn't fight back. Not right away. You held your ground in a different way. You let their arrogance grow. Let them believe they were untouchable. Let them walk around with that smug grin on their face, thinking they'd gotten away with it. But all the while, something inside you was shifting, changing, growing stronger. That silence wasn't just silence, it was resilience. It was faith. It was trust that justice would come, whether by your hand or by God's. Because here's the truth, justice doesn't need noise. It doesn't need drama. It doesn't need chaos. Justice is quiet, subtle, unstoppable, and it's coming for them. Whether they see it or not, whether they admit it or not, justice is on its way. And when it arrives, it's going to change everything. The tables will turn so fast they won't know what hit them. All those lies they told, all those betrayals they committed, all those times they laughed at your pain, they'll come rushing back to them like a tidal wave. And there won't be anywhere to hide. But let's go deeper. Let's really break down why silence is such a formidable force. When someone hurts you, the natural instinct is to react, to yell, to cry, to demand answers, to try to make them feel even a fraction of the pain they caused you. But here's the problem with that approach. It gives them power. It lets them know they got under your skin, that they rattled you, that they broke you. And people like them thrive on that. They feed off your anger, your frustration, your despair. They want you to lash out because it validates their superiority. It proves they won. But silence denies them that satisfaction. It keeps them guessing, wondering, doubting. Did they really break you? Or are you biding your time? Are you planning something? Do you know something they don't? Silence plants seeds of uncertainty in their minds. Seeds that grow into doubt, into fear, into paranoia. And the best part? They have no one to blame but themselves. Because the longer they bask in their supposed victory, the more they set themselves up for the fall that's coming. And here's another layer to consider. Silence isn't just about controlling the narrative. It's about protecting yourself, about giving yourself space to heal, to process, to rebuild. When you stay silent, you give yourself permission to step back from the chaos and focus on what truly matters: your strength, your resilience, your faith. You remind yourself that their actions don't define you. Their words don't diminish your worth. Their betrayal doesn't determine your future. In that silence, you find clarity, peace, purpose. But perhaps the most beautiful aspect of silence is this: it aligns you with something greater than yourself, something divine, something unstoppable. God doesn't operate in loud declarations or flashy displays. No, He works in whispers, in stillness, in silence. And when you embrace that silence, you're not just standing firm, you're standing with Him. You're trusting that He sees everything, that He hears everything, that He remembers everything. And that knowledge, it's empowering, liberating, transforming. So keep your silence, keep your patience, keep your faith, because the tables are turning. Justice is coming, and when it strikes, it's gonna leave them wishing they'd never crossed you, wishing they'd never thought they could hide from Him, wishing they'd never underestimated you. They'll look back on all those moments when you said nothing, when you did nothing, when you simply stood there and let them revel in their supposed triumph hand. They'll realize too late that your silence wasn't surrender. It was preparation. It was defiance. It was faith. And when justice finally arrives, it won't just be a reckoning for them. It will be a testament to your strength, your resilience, your unwavering belief that God always has the final say. Remember this: silence isn't just a response. It's a statement, a declaration, a promise. A promise that you're not done, that you're not defeated, that you're not afraid. And when the time comes, when the scales tip and justice prevails, they'll understand exactly what that promise meant. They'll see the power of silence, the weight of it, the inevitability of it. And they'll wish they had never tested it. Remember this, you're not alone. Not really. Even when it feels like you're fighting this battle on your own, you're not. God's been with you every step of the way. Through every heartbreak, every betrayal, every moment of doubt, He's been there, holding you up when you couldn't stand, guiding you when you didn't know where to go, reminding you that you're stronger than you think. So don't give up. Don't let them win. Keep standing. Keep fighting. Keep believing. Because the tables are turning. Justice is coming. And when it arrives, it's going to change everything.